Hello, everyone. Today we need to talk a little bit about the the emergency food plan by the president with the five governors. If I am a chip in there, I would say that the way Nigeria is today, five governors does not solve the problem. The presidency should be able to create a national emergency plan to include all state governors because they are all stakeholders to this problem. There has to be a national emergency plan. The presidency should treat it like a war period, like the country is at war, but this time with food, with poverty, with hunger. There has to be an emergency plan to include all the state governors, and if possible, the security agencies. And if we don't treat this food scarcity as a major crisis, it will get to a point that we, as a Nigeria, will not be able to control it again. Because this is part of what is pushing a lot of these people into crimes. And as they are putting the National Emergency Plan Committee together, they should look at the issue of the herdsmen attack. That is the reason why I suggested that the security agency should be part of the committee. It's not a business just for the governors or the five governors. It should include all the state governors and the head of security agencies in the country. The government must start by finding ways to stop the herdsmen attack on farmers. They have to stop this because people are getting scared of going to the farm. Now farmers go to farm with guns. And in some cases, even where they spend so much in the farm, they the next day or the next week they go back to the farm. The herdsmen with their cows would have destroyed everything they have in the farm. We've had cases where people come from abroad to set up farming, only for them to run back because of the security situation, and because the herdsmen cannot be controlled, because the cattle railers cannot be controlled. We can't continue like this. If the presidency think or they believe that the food scarcity has nothing to do with the herdsmen attack, then we're missing the whole point. The herdsmen attack is a major factor affecting the food scarcity in the country. Yeah, people might call the herdsmen attack an insecurity, yes, but the herdsmen attack because the majority of our food comes from the north, comes from middle belt, and this is where they have the highest number of attack by the herdsmen. When we try to fix the herdsmen attack, government should look at compensating that the farmers whose farms and family has been destroyed, compensating them and bringing them back to their homes. They have to come back. You can't send them away. We have to bring them back and be able to reestablish them. We have to be able to give them loans to continue their farming. Every country does it. Forget what the Western world is saying. Every country does it. And the loan should be close to zero. zero rate. We have to provide them or make it accessible for them to rent tools. The government must try to make it accessible for them to rent tools. Because the days where they go to farm without mechanized farming is far gone. If we are targeting the full scarcity, we need to make this things available to the farmers. The government needs to create an agency, but this time it has to be agencies located in each senatorial zone or House of Rep zone in the country. Why do I suggest senatorial zone or House of Rep zone? Because we want the government to decentralize this emergency problem. It has to be decentralized. If the government wants this loan to get to the end users, there has to be an application process. Government does not need to employ new staff to get a lot of these things done. They can use the existing ministry staffs that are doing nothing in the ministry. Then we have a lot of them. They can push them to those agencies and let them manage it. The agency should be able to teach these people how to apply for these loans. They need to verify the genuinity of the farmers. They need to know what they are into and help them assist the farmers. The staff should know that they are representative of the federal government. And the agency needs to hold a quarterly meeting to talk about their performance that will include how many farmers have they supported, how many farmers have they identified, how many farmers did they assist to get a loan, or how many farmers did they assist to get the farming tools. Then government needs to provide an access and need to provide transportation subsidy for them. There has to be a transportation subsidy, especially in areas where they don't have the train. Government need to make it available to them. If government can do that for Christmas, which is just a festive period, why can't the government do it for the farmers? Help them to move their foodstuffs from one part of the country to the other. And if you identify as a farmer or you have your farm produce, your transportation should be close to nothing. The cost should be close to nothing. The government needs to introduce a buyback policy. What do I mean by a buyback policy? A situation where if at the end of the farming season, the farmers have an excess that they did not sell, the government or the agency should be able to arrange to buy them back from the farmers. America does it. Most countries do it. Just to make sure that we don't discourage the farmers from farming. Because if we don't create that buyback policy, farmers will be scared to buy to to farm, not knowing that their food, not being sure that their item will be sold out. Government needs to provide for them or teach them how to get a storage system. These are what the agency should be able to put together for them. And one 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 major benefit from this is it will help to accelerate the food production. Government needs to encourage Nigerians abroad that are willing to come back. to go into farming. They need to provide them with incentives. Government needs to get some of these things done, but it cannot be done from Abuja alone. They need to create agencies in the territorial zones or in the House of Rep zones so that this thing can get to the people. If we don't create those agencies, this will end up like what is happening to the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Somebody going to collect the money and claiming that I'll be giving it to farmers cash. And everybody who is coming to apply for this loan should have an NIN, and also, if possible, should have a tax identification number, so the government can give account of of their work. With this way, the government will be going a long way towards helping not just the farmers but the nation. But one very important thing the government must know, that farming is not a profitable venture. That is the reason why government needs to put these things in place. Because farming is not a profitable venture, but it is a necessity for the nation. It's not a profitable venture because you could lose everything, but it is a necessity for the nation. If we want to get out of the food problem we are in now, government needs to put this together and bear in mind that the farmers need help, they need protection, they need incentives, and government needs to get those things done ASAP if we have to get out of this mess. Please, President Tinubu, 5 man, 5 governors would not help the issue. We need a national emergency plan. Thank you. If you are a leader, how would you get around the food crisis that we're facing in the country now?